Okay, so today we're back in Ultimate Fishing Simulator, and I'm going to show you how I like to go about earning money in this game. Um, I usually like to go to this lake, St. Leno's Lakes, and the reason I like that is just because there's a lot of big fish here, in particular carp, that you can just bottom fish for. And there's not a lot of, like, you don't have to do the different reeling techniques, or the fish fights aren't as hard also. So like Greenland, for instance, that's probably the best place to get big fish to earn money, but the fish fights can get kind of hard. Here it's pretty easy, I think. So basically what we're going to be doing is a technique called bottom fishing. Um, so this right here, well, if you go to rods and go to feeder fishing, that's what it's called. There are feeder rods, there's bottom reels that goes with the feeder rods, and then um, there's also feeder baits that you can use, and then of course feeders that the baits go into. So it's kind of like fishing with a float, and that you just cast it out and wait for a fish to bite, and you can put it on a rod pod. Um, but you can use any rod that you like. Like you can use a casting rod. It doesn't matter as long as you use the feeder with a feeder bait. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm actually gonna go ahead and use a feeder rod. It's the level 12 Onika SE T92, and then I'm gonna use my best line. I believe that's this one. I have it equipped on something else. And we'll just unequip it. And then equip it to this. My reel, again, I just did, when I went to reels, I did the best bottom one that I could get. Actually, now I can get a better one. At the time I was level 13. So I can get this level 15 one now. I think I will. Alright, and then if we go to feeders, we have pennant weight, pennant method, spring, and cage. I really haven't noticed a big difference between these. Like, I don't really know what the point is. I mean, there's obviously, if you go to the different ones, it shows their effectiveness, like 100%, 120, 140, almost like this one's more effective. But I think this one goes through the feeder baits faster. Maybe not. I don't really know, so I'm just going to go with the cage, what's already on there. This slot right here is my feeder bait. I usually use the sweet coriander just because it's pretty inexpensive, and if you look at what it's best for, mirror carp and grass carp are both on there. That's what we're going for. And then you can also use the normal baits that actually go on your hook. I just use a P. See, mirror carp, grass carp are both on that. And then you also will want to get a hook for the type of fish that I'm going for. I want to get the big carp in order to get money. I don't want to get the small ones, so I've used a pretty big hook. It goes from number 12 all the way up to number 1, and then it goes up to number 1/0, and then it goes all the way to 12/0. That's the biggest. So I'm just going to use the 7/0. That's usually about the size that I want. It has a max bait amount 3, which is good. The more bait, I figure, the faster the fish comes. I don't know if that's true. I don't even know if it matters. I have this rod pod. Uh, if you go to other and go to rod pods, you can see all these. There's multiple ones. It shows how many rods can be used on it, and if an electronic indicator can be used. Honestly, there's two types of bite indicators. So you have the bells, which is not electronic, and then the alarm, which is electronic. It doesn't matter which one you use. I like using the electronic, but the bells have worked fine for me for a while. So anyway, pay attention to that. Like for this one, it doesn't allow you to use electronic. This one does, but this one only holds one. This one holds three and it allows you to use it. Some will just use it. I'm pretty much set up now. So I have I have sweet coriander, I have pea, and I'm ready to go. Now normally, and honestly I could have just used the rod pod with just one because I'm just going to cast one line into the water. You can cast up to 3, but that requires you to have like 3 different rods. Again, you can use your casting rod, it doesn't matter. I don't see the point. I don't know if it makes fish bite faster. I don't think it does. Because there's always only one fish on one of the lines. Like, you never have a fish on 2 lines at once. So anyway, I'm gonna get to it. I press H, see hunter vision. I can see a grass carp right there. It's kind of big. The mirror are really the best. I don't really see any of those yet, but I'm gonna cast out here. Seems like there's some decent sized fish. If I press Y on U on my keyboard, it places down my pod, and I can press it again to set the rod down. If I want to pick it back up, I just press E. I can press Y to pick back up the rod pod. I'll press U again, put it down, and just wait. There's a big grass carp right there. I just saw it splash. There he is. So yeah, the reason I like this type of fishing is just because, I mean, you can do anything. You can just sit here and watch a video or something while the bait's in the water, and then as soon as you hear the indicator go off, you have a fish on. I've never really had a problem with like losing fish because I didn't reel in fast enough. Once the indicator starts going off, the fish stays on for a while. I don't know if it even ever goes off. I remember one time I didn't have my volume on and I was like watching a video, and then I finally realized, oh, there it goes. And I finally realized that there was a fish on and it was still on there. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn up my drag. Just to try and make this a little faster. Turn up my reel speed. Yeah, this one's fighting decently. But again, it's way easier than those Greenland fish, because I mean, those things are about the same size. Well, no. There are some that are a lot bigger, but a lot of these are just the same size as those. And I mean, those Greenland fish always take the line out to like 600 feet. And it just takes a long time. This is just faster. So if you want to get money fast, I feel like this is the best way. Alrighty, looks like it's coming in. That's a grass carp. Wow, that is a really big grass carp. I've never caught one that big actually. So usually I find that grass carp are smaller than the mirror carp. They're typically like, I don't know, 30 pounds. The big ones are like 50 plus. This one's almost 100. So that's way bigger than what I usually catch for grass carp. So that's awesome. I get $589 just for that, and I mean, that took very little effort. So yeah, I'll just cast it back in. Looks like there's still plenty of fish out there. There's a few big ones, I think. So I'm gonna just sit and wait. And yeah, it says that like the indicator says the volume is high, so I don't know how far away you can go from the rod pod and still hear it. Like if I stand all the way over here, can I still hear it? I'm not sure. I don't really care to try. But yeah, there's another lake with the grass carp and mirror carp, but I find it also has like the largemouth, smallmouth, and striped bass, but I find that it's not as consistent because the lake is so big that the fish are more spread apart. By the way, I find that here at this lake, if you just walk, like I started probably right out here, if you just walk straight forward and go to this first little pond, it's the best way to catch grass and mirror carp. The other ponds have them too, but I've found that there's more here. I don't know why. I don't usually catch pike here though, so maybe those are in the other ponds. This one's coming in pretty easy. It's probably more like a 30 pounder, like I was saying before, unless it's a mirror carp. No, it's a grass carp. Mirror carp don't fight very hard for their size. Oh yeah, this is only 19 pounds. So this is like more of what you would see with the grass carp, but it's still $100 just for a 19-pound fish. It's pretty nice. I'm gonna look again. I've got a huge grass carp right there. I kind of would prefer to get mirror carp, but I'm gonna just go ahead and see if I can get this guy. There's always only one fish on one rod. You never have two fish on at the same time on the two different rods, or the three in this case. That's why I'm just throwing in one. It's like, what's the point? But yeah, sometimes I'll just watch videos on Ultimate Fishing Simulator, honestly, while I'm playing it, and just listen for the bite indicator. Alright, this one's fighting decently. It's at least a decent size. I think it's probably a grass carp from how they were looking on the hunter vision, but we'll see. Again, this game is not an exact science. I'm not even very good at it, but it's fun. There we go, 33 pounds. Decent. $200 or $226. A little over 200. There, now I have two on there. So we'll see if... Wow. Alright, that's a big fish. I think this is probably that mirror carp I was going for. Yeah, see, they don't even fight that hard, but like they come in pretty fast, but it's big. with the Greenland fish, I'll sit here and like pull it in and reel. You don't really have to do that with these. That's the only thing about this game. I don't think the fish fighting is completely balanced. There's some maps where they fight a lot harder, just in general, no matter their size. Oh yeah, 98 pounds. Like I said, this is big for a mirror carp. I never see grass carp this big except for today. But, I mean, $600 just for that. Easy money. But this is basically how I go about just earning money in this game. It's just a good way to catch fish without very much effort. But again, if you want to have the good fish fights, or if you want to use the different reel techniques, that's fun too. It's just kind of whatever you're in the mood for. If you just want to grind and get money, I think this is the best way. But if you're just fishing for fun, you know, usually one of the more active luring methods, or just one of the more active ways of fishing is probably better. So anyway, I hope you will try it and have a great day.